Choose only love. Echoes of Holiness. Book 1. Messages received from a choir of angels. Received by Sebastian Blaksley. A message from Sebastian. These messages are for everyone and for all times. In spite of the difficulty that we sometimes experience because of the limitation of human words, which can separate. Love includes everything we are. It takes us beyond ideologies, cultures, educations, personalities, and beliefs, towards what cannot be expressed in words, because love is beyond all limits. But to reach us effectively, the angels express their universal love using concrete symbols, in this case words. We each come out of a particular context, cultural context. I am a layperson living in the 21st century, born in Argentina, with a Catholic education, and am devoted to my faith. Therefore, the flavor of these messages reflect my Catholic orientation. But it was clearly understood that love is universal and addresses to everyone and everything. Love is always inclusive. As Jesus says in Book 5 of this series, it is important that you remember that names, like words, have no meaning of their own in relation to the realm of divine truth. Do not forget that love has no words. However, in the plane of perceptions, names, like words, can mean a lot. Names such as Jesus, Mary, Holy Spirit, and God are used that have been endowed with many meanings over the centuries. We cannot escape the laws of perception while living in the world, nor is there any reason to do so. The love of God does not overlook anything in your world, but rather joins with it, and from that union transforms it, together with you, so that the truth that is beyond every word shines freely. I hope with all my heart that you feel included in the embrace of God's love through these messages from heaven. But just reading them will not bring you to heaven's gate. Rather, they are a port of departure or springboard from which you are encouraged each day increasingly to express with your particular voice the divine love that lives in you, to make known that part of the whole of the love that only each one can manifest. If you are able to understand the words and symbols of this work as means and not as an end, then receive these messages primarily with the heart rather than the thinking mind. You will go beyond the symbols, towards the love that they evoke, and you will begin to remember your first love, that is, to God. These writings are a love letter from God the Father to His beloved daughters and sons. It is directed to the healing of memory, so that once healed, the memory of a love that has no beginning or end shines in you. How it originated. Presence that was all love, and whose magnificence, beauty and benevolence cannot be described, came to me suddenly on October 3, 2018, with perfect clarity, I understood that this was the glorious Archangel Raphael, who introduced himself saying, "I am the medicine of God." Because I'm Catholic, he told me to pray a novena, 9 days of traditional Catholic prayers. Through inner inspiration, he also dictated certain intentions for me to pray. The day after finishing this novena of prayer, I had my first glorious visit from a choir of countless angels of God accompanied by Archangel Raphael and Archangel Gabriel. Their love and beauty were indescribable, and through them came the ineffable voice of Christ. The voice also showed itself in symbols. Visible to the Spirit, I expressed their meaning in written words. Visible to the Spirit, I expressed their meaning in written words as well as recordings of my voice. Each subsequent visitation was similar. First I would receive the images and hear the music of an angelic choir. Then the chorus departed with Archangels Raphael and Gabriel, remaining as custodians or loving presences until the message or session was transcribed. The glorious Archangel Raphael guides me in this transcription, assuring that the message is properly received and passed from image to word. Archangel Gabriel is the loving custodian of everything that concerns this work. The manifestation itself and the writings, and everything that arises and will arise from them. The messages are shown as a picture of great beauty in which each form, which has no form, is in itself a voice, a sound image. I hear something like the rhythmical twangling of a harp, a vibration of celestial music, whose frequency is unlike the sounds of the world. It is a kind of vibration frequency that the soul knows and that I recognize as the voice of the Lamb of God. The angels bring, beyond singing, the voice of Christ. It is as if they were a vessel in which the voice of Christ is carried. The voice of Christ is pure thought. It is Christ in abstract pure consciousness. Each session contains a message that arrives in a nanosecond in symbols. I then transcribe the meaning of the symbols into writing in Spanish. Once everything is translated in written and spoken words, the chorus then arrives again in all its glory, as if the angels are coming to seek the most holy archangels Raphael and Gabriel. All together they retire, singing a Hosanna to God. That Hosanna of the choir of angels is a majestic song of praise and gratitude to the Creator for the infinite mystery of love, and that is the second coming of Christ. It is a prelude to his coming. If humankind were able to understand in all its magnitude the ineffable mystery of love, that is the second coming of Christ, we would eternally sing the mercies of God in union with all the angels. In cases where Mother Mary herself or Jesus Christ are present in their human and divine persons and communicate directly, the choir of angels is sacredly silenced with love. Pure expectation surrounds their blessed presence. The angels bow their heads and are caught up in an ecstasy of love. veneration and contemplation. Nothing interrupts the holy silence in which the universe is submerged before the sovereign presence of Mary and Jesus as they speak directly to our souls. That space of dialogue between Christ and the soul is inviolable. The sacred temple of the intimacy of the soul with God. During the visitations, my whole being is bathed in great peace and joy, as if being embraced by universal love. But after the concentration required to put the message into words, the body shows great fatigue, it being difficult for it to sustain the energy I receive. The chorus of angels, the voice, and the images are something that can happen at any time, place, or circumstance. However, the transcription of the messages received and spoken can be delayed until I can make myself available to do so. It may be immediately afterwards or several weeks later. On several occasions during these visions, texts from other times and traditions were shown to me. They contain wisdom from beyond the world, some of which I am unfamiliar with, some of which is new to me. In addition to coming from the Old and New Testament, these messages come from the Saint Teresa of Avila, the Sufi wisdom of Rumi, and the Bhagavad Gita. What this reveals is that wisdom is one, whether coming in the voice of Christ or embodied in other manifestations. The cultural context, the religious tradition, the era when it arose, all of that doesn't matter. We are of one mind, one heart, one being, united in truth. Many times I do not know the meaning of the words I receive. In fact, I am learning the new words. When that happens, I go to a dictionary or internet to see whether the words exist, and if so, what is the right meaning. I always find that it is perfect word or expression, given the context in which it appears. This happens in both Spanish and English. I receive initially in my native Spanish, and then I do not translate to English, but receive again in that language with which I am familiar. The English, however, is then edited. In fact, if you read Choose Only Love in Spanish, you can clearly see that this is not my common and usual way of speaking. The main message of this work is that the time for a new humanity has arrived. Humanity is ready to manifest the living Christ in us. We are, each of us, Christ. This is the truth, even if we perceive ourselves differently. We are now prepared to live life in this certainty. I no longer live, but Christ lives in me. Helping us to realize this truth in our lives here and now is the aim of this manifestation. All of the heaven will help us in this holy purpose, since it is the second coming itself. A description of the manifestations. The archangels come without wings, like humans wearing tunics. Raphael's tunic is green edged with gold, and Gabriel's is pink, almost white edged with yellow. Both tunics are majestic, appearing as if made of a precious silk. Their faces are cheerful, radiant, and with very light yellowish skin. Both have shoulder-length golden hair and green eyes. They have each unique facial features, and their bodies are radiant with serenely glowing light that generates peace and a great sense of beauty and harmony. Many of the angels in the choir of angels have light pink and light blue tunics. Some others have light gold, and all clothed in pastels with the same serene luminosity. A few have light emerald green robes. The permanent happiness that angels exhibit is remarkable. Everything is joy with them. One day they told me that they are perpetually happy because they always give happiness. The angels are always surrounded by white and majestic light, as if they live in an eternal midday of love. Also, the angels are accompanied by a song, as though a celestial choir was surrounding in all corners of the universe, like a million harps playing in unison, forming a harmonious symphony of great beauty. The angelic vibrations calm the mind and heart and give peace. One knows, without knowing how, that this vibration is simultaneously prayer and praise. Each part of creation sings a song of gratitude for having been called into existence, as if each part is music inside that is a prayer to the Creator. The soul has stopped hearing this celestial music, but will begin to hear again when it returns to the Father's house. Although forgotten, this song is forever loved by souls who love the Father and Creator. The ineffable beauty of the visions of the angels and archangels, which cannot be fully expressed in words, leaves the soul submerged in an ecstasy of love and rapture, in which one's whole being participates. There is no joy or happiness on earth that can compare with the ecstasy that a vision of the greatness, magnanimity, and beauty of the angels and archangels generates. Angelic intelligence is of such a degree that it surpasses all understanding of the world. Their thoughts occur at an incredible speed, faster than human thought. Their thoughts are pure without contradiction or distortion of any kind. They are perfect charity and express only a quality of holiness. As a lightning bolt crosses the firmament, so quickly do angelic thoughts pass through my mind. I clearly perceive the difference between human thoughts and thoughts that come from the wisdom of heaven, due to how I experience them. Thoughts from heaven feel like light and breath. They are full of certainty, can never be forgotten, and bring a great amount of truth in the blink of an eye. In an instant I understand the full meaning of each message that is given. Humility, prudence, and simplicity are central qualities of the angels. Their greatest joy is to serve God by serving all creation. They love human beings, animals, plants, stones, elements, and every material and immaterial aspect of creation, with a love and tenderness that, when experienced, is capable of melting even the hardest heart. While the beauty and magnanimity of the angelic visions are indescribable, They are only a pale flash in comparison to the magnificence of Jesus and Mary. The hearts of Jesus and Mary are eternal beauty. A beauty that cannot be named and that nothing in the universe resembles. They are God Himself made man and woman, the joy of the angels and the veneration of creation. From them springs all harmony, greatness, and holiness. The looks of Jesus and Mary melt the entire universe. Such tenderness and love do they radiate. Their smiles are purity itself. In their presence the soul is entranced in an ecstasy of veneration and contemplation, leaving it speechless. The soul exhales a moan of joy that says something like, For me personally, contemplating the looks and smiles of Jesus and Mary is heaven. I humbly attempt to describe the indescribable and only say what I see, hear, and experience. Heaven exists. God exists. And God is love. That this is what was given to me to see, hear, and understand. I hope with all my heart that those who receive this manifestation let themselves be the beloved of God more and more every day, and in this way be transformed by the beauty of a love that has no beginning or end. With love, in Christ, Sebastian Blaksley, A Soul in Love, Buenos Aires, Argentina, January 2019.